name is Ryan Vickers, and welcome to the 2023 Reach for the Top Ontario Provincial Finals between UTS from Toronto and Glebe from Ottawa. We'll meet our players in a bit, but let's get into some snappers. Good luck to both teams. Here we go. These are open questions available to all players. Operation Desert Storm occurred during what war?
The Gulf War.
That is correct for 10. Buffy St. Marie implored the listener to bury her heart at what historic site where hundreds of Lakota people...
Wounded Knee.
That is right for 10. Well done, Ned. In 2023, Maya Arson Crew publicly exposed what document, often criticized for flagging innocent travelers, with the same names as security threats?
Canol.
No-fly list.
The no-fly list is correct for 10.
Nice.
Ma Long is known as one of the greatest ever players of what Olympic sport?
Canol.
Ping pong.
That's correct, or table tennis would have been fine.
Nice.
Brother of Thea and uncle of Benjamin, which fictional mouse?
Serena.
Geronimo Stilton.
That is correct for
Nice.
10. And finally, what is the tallest mountain in Kenya?
Ned.
Mount Kenya.
That is correct for 10. Let's move on to our assigned questions. We will start with UTS, and the category is Mick Reach. Each correct answer will begin the letters M and C. M and C will start each correct answer. Let's start with Serena, who once made a selection of pies for Pi Day. Excellent choice, Serena. Here you go. Here's a question. Which Canadian media theorist wrote The Gutenberg Galaxy?
Serena.
Marshall McLuhan.
Is correct for 10. Let's move on to Ned, who wears a green bandana to keep a school tradition. And here's your question, Ned. Mass-produced suburban houses are often derisively called what?
Ned.
McCombs.
That is incorrect. We go over to Stuart for the rebound.
Stewart.
McMansions.
McMansions is correct for 10. Well done on Glebe. Let's move back to Matthew, who climbed a 14,000-foot mountain for his 14th birthday. Well done. Let's see if you can get your question. Who is the sidekick of Darkwing Duck and works as a pilot for Uncle Scrooge on DuckTales? Answer, Matthew?
Matthew.
Donald.
Pardon me?
McDonald.
That is incorrect. We go over to Rowan for the steal.
Rowan.
McDuck.
No, it's Launchpad McQuack. Let's go over to Canal to finish up on UTS, who recently discovered has pollen allergies and hopefully will not be allergic to getting an answer on this question. Who was Canada's first female Supreme Court Justice? Answer? No, we go over to Galen for the steal on Glebe.
Galen.
Beverly McLaughlin.
That's correct for 10. Let's move over to Glebe for their questions. We'll start with Willow, who has thrown a Willow-themed Jeopardy party. You clearly have wonderful friends, Willow. And for 10 points. What anti-Vietnam Democrat was defeated by Richard Nixon in the 1972 U.S. presidential election? Answer, please.
Willow.
McCarthy.
That's incorrect. Over to Serena.
Serena.
McDonough.
No, George McGovern. Stuart, who has a lifelong goal of becoming a Ice Spice impersonator, gets this question. Stuart, which tech billionaire disavowed his namesake product as bloatware before fleeing murder charges in Belize?
Stuart.
John McAfee.
That's correct for 10. Let's move on to Rowan, who has been to the 2 largest barrier reefs in the world on travels, and gets this question. Callista Flockhart played which lawyer at Cage and Fish, Rowan? Answer?
Rowan.
McDonald.
No, Matthew. And that's time. Might be a little before your time. That was Alan McBeal. And finally, Galen, whose grandfather has met both Steve Jobs and Bill Gates, gets this 10-point question. Galen, what company manufactures deep and delicious chocolate cakes? Answer, please.
Sorry, no.
No. Kunal?
Kunal.
McDonald's.
No. McCain's Deep and Delicious Cakes. All right. Both teams back in on the buzzer. We now have a who am I question. This question is worth 40 points if you guess the answer in the first clue, and it's worth 10 points less for each succeeding clue until either team guesses the answer correctly. Here we go. For 40 points, clue A, both teams. After realizing that I may, quote, have unintentionally committed a hate crime, and that's not good, end quote, I founded Summit Ice, whose proceeds go to the Vancouver Holocaust Awareness Center. Who am I for 40 points, teams?
Rowan.
Ryan Reynolds.
I am not anyone on that goes to UTS.
That was my guess.
Quickly? No guesses? Okay. Clue B, both teams for 30 points. Some of the stunts I have performed include impersonating Corey for a tightrope walk and facing the claw of shame in front of Judge Anthony Filosa and an LAPD officer. Who am I for 30 teams?
Serena.
Justin Bieber.
That is incorrect. Anyone on Glebe?
I have no idea.
Stuart.
Andre.
No. Clue C for 20. I tell Core Skeet that his apartment is Door City before helping him confess to have lied about his academic credentials to his trivia team. Who am I for 20? And for 10, last chance, clue D. After graduating from one of Canada's top business schools with really good grades, I helped struggling businesses before creating HBO's The Rehearsal. Who am I for 10?
Ned.
Green.
No. Last chance for Glebe.
Really don't
Wow.
know.
That's,
No. Time's up. That was Nathan Fielder. What am I question for 40? Same rules apply. Clue A for 40. Gregory Johnson challenged a state of Texas law about me after being arrested at the 1984 Republican Convention. What am I for 40?
Stuart.
burning the American flag.
No. Any other side?
Ned.
Free speech.
That's incorrect. Clue B for 30. Bob Heft received a B- for proposed changes to me, which last took place in 1959.
Serena.
This is the American flag.
That is correct for 30
Nice.
points. 41 question to both teams on minors. What is the relative minor of A major?
Ned.
D minor.
That is incorrect. Anyone on Glebe?
Rowan.
F.
More, please.
F made minor.
No, I need an F sharp minor, unfortunately. In a harmonic minor scale, what scale degree is raised by a semitone from the natural minor?
Rowan.
7th.
7 is correct for 10 points. Well done.
Nice.
Tchaikovsky's Symphony in number 6 in B minor is better known by what French adjective? Which means-
No.
Pathétique.
Repeat, please.
Pathétique.
Oui, c'est correct pour 10 points.
Nice.
What mode has the same notes as today's natural minor scale?
Ned.
Dorian.
Pardon me?
Dorian.
That's incorrect. Anyone on Glebe?
Willow.
Lydian.
Aeolian mode. That last category, we had 40-point open question on minors, and then we'll have 30-point open question on minors. The Battle of Blair Mountain occurred during Cold Wars between unions and their
Stuart.
employers.
West Virginia.
That's correct.
Nice.
Different type of
Nice.
miners, obviously. A miners' strike is the backdrop of what 2000
Rowan.
film.
Billy Elliot.
That's correct. A
Nice.
form of surface mining. What kind of mining involves removing the overburden above horizontal seams of material?
No.
Strip mining.
Strip mining is correct.
Good.
31 open question. No minors this time, but we've moved into unusual legal defenses. A strategy that seeks to intentionally confuse juries is named after what Wookiee smuggler?
Ned.
Chewbacca.
Yeah, that is the Chewbacca defense. Correct for 10, Ned.
Okay.
The ability of a dog to play basketball in a 1997 film, because there's no
Canal.
rule.
Airbud defense.
That is the Airbud defense. That's correct.
Nice.
Nice.
that argues that if something is not illegal, it is legal. I'll leave that up to the viewers. And finally, in this category, after assassinating Harvey Milk, Dan White argued that eating
Sure.
what hostess.
The Twinkies.
Twinkie is correct, yes.
Okay.
And that's the end of round one. We'll check our scores with the judges and be right back after this short break. Welcome back to Reach for the Top. After checking with judges, it was determined that Glebe's answer of burning the American flag was deemed acceptable. And as a result, we have adjusted the scores and they are now current at UTS 100, Glebe 120. Let's move into some snappers to start round two. Good luck to both teams. What Taiwanese American basketball player started the namesake insanity
Ned.
craze?
Lynn.
Lynn is correct. What singer released her debut album, Preacher's Daughter, in 2022, including
Ned.
Springfield.
No, I'll finish. Her hit American Teenager. Glebe?
Go, Rowan, if you know.
Yeah.
Rowan.
Katy Perry?
Ethel Cain. What is the chemical formula for carbonic acid?
Serena.
H2CO3.
Is correct for 10. Well done.
Good.
What epic poem about the temptation of Christ was written after?
Ned.
No, sorry.
Okay, I'll finish. After Paradise Lost by John Milton. Glebe.
Paradise Regained. Okay. Go.
Willow.
Paradise Regained.
Correct. Hobart is the capital and largest city of which Australian state?
Stewart.
Tasmania.
Tasmania is correct. And finally, in this category, what Nigerian playwright wrote Death and the King's Horseman?
Canal.
Shoyinka.
That's correct for 10.
Good.
Let's move on to the first of our 3 team questions. In the team question, the first team to get the scramble correct for 10 points gains control of the next 3 questions unopposed. Here we go, scramble for 10, all players. In Everything Everywhere All at Once, an alternate university Evelyn calls out animal control on what animal who pilots...
Serena.
A raccoon.
More please, Serena.
Ratatouille.
Pardon me?
Ratatouille.
That is incorrect. I'll finish. Pilots a teppanyaki chef played by Harry Shum Jr. That goes to Glebe.
Is it a rabid raccoon? Like
Go, Raven.
Willow.
rabid raccoon?
I need more, please.
Oh my gosh. I don't know what more.
Sorry. No, I needed Rakakuni specifically. The remaining questions in this category deal with what could be my favorite ever reach for the top category, which is increasingly improbable mishearings of the word ratatouille, and they go open to both teams. Here we go. At Amherst College, what American adapted Francis Bacon's classifications of knowledge to create a namesake decimal system?
Willow.
Dewey?
Correct.
Maybe.
What Italian composer wrote the opera William Tell?
Serena.
Rossini?
Correct. And
Nice.
finally, a bear and a bird fight the villainous witch Gruntilda in what video game series? And that's time. That was Banjo-Kazooie. Next team question. Scramble for 10. What Dutch artist was known for his impossible object optical illusions, including relativity?
Canal.
Asher.
Correct for 10.
Good.
All right. Those questions will now go to UTS. I will need someone to buzz in, and I will call for an answer if you haven't prompted it at that point. But I need to deal with optics and go to UTS. In optics, which letter is used to represent the refractive index in Snell's law?
N.
Ned.
N.
Correct. Thomas Young first performed what experiment in 1801 in an attempt to prove wave theory?
The double slit
Double slit.
experiment.
Canal.
The double slit experiment.
Correct again. What double refracting mineral is believed to be the sunstone that Vikings used to navigate?
Diamond,
Quartz.
maybe, I don't know. Oh,
Canal.
Answer?
quartz.
No, that's the Icelandic spar. Last team question for 10. Scramble. What story, written from the perspective of a murderer, begins true, nervous, very, very dreadfully nervous?
Rowan.
A telltale heart.
The telltale heart is correct, Rowan. Well done. Remaining questions deal with the human heart and go to Glebe. Which artery connects the heart and the lungs?
Pulmonary artery.
Oh, yeah.
Go.
Willow.
The pulmonary artery.
That's correct. In biology, what is the name of the outer wall of the heart?
The pericardium.
Go.
Rowan.
The pericardium.
Correct.
Nice.
A heart rate that exceeds 100 beats per minute in adults is called what?
Rapid? I don't know.
I mean, you can, yeah.
Oh,
Stuart.
Rapid?
No, I needed tachycardia. 41 open question. Both teams, the group is 7. Many of the group's paintings are of what provincial park where Tom Thompson, an
Stuart?
unofficial member, died in 19...
Stuart.
Algonquin National Provincial Park.
I'm sorry, I need that repeated, please.
Algonquin Provincial Park.
That's correct for 10. What member of the group was known for his painting radium mine and first-hand works depicting World War I?
Ned.
Lawrence.
That's incorrect. Other side?
A.Y. Jackson, I
go.
Oh,
Sure, go.
Willow.
A.Y. Jackson.
A.Y. Jackson is correct for 10.
nice.
One of the group's most famous works is Lauren Harris's depiction of a rock on the north shore of what Great Lake?
Willow.
Lake Superior.
Correct for 10. Finally, what Ontario gallery focuses on the art by the group of 7?
Willow.
No.
No,
Royal-
sorry. Anyone on UTS?
The McMichael.
Go.
Ned.
The McMichael.
Is correct for 10. 40-point open question on Kentucky Fried Geography. The first KFC restaurant opened near the southern region of what mountain range, whose tallest peak is Mount Mitchell?
Galen.
Appalachians.
That's correct. The world's largest KFC is located in a former Soviet railway station in which country's city of Baku?
Ned.
Azerbaijan.
Correct. The curse of the Colonel affects a baseball team in what country where KFC is commonly eaten at Christmas?
Stuart.
Japan.
That's right. And finally, the KFC Yum Center Stadium is located in what largest city in Kentucky?
Stuart.
Louisville.
That's correct for 10. 30-point open question, 21 in pop music. Rolling in the Deep appears on what artist's
Rowan.
album?
Adele.
Correct. What American punk band sang Lay Down Your Arms?
Serena.
21 Pilots?
No, I'll finish.
I got it.
Give
Yeah.
Up the Fight
Got
in
it.
21 Guns.
Stuart.
Green Day.
Correct. In what song did the artist's father tell her, quote, it's supposed to be fun, turning 21? Quote.
Rowan.
All Too Well.
That's correct for 10 by Taylor Swift. To close the round, 30-point open question of women in graphic novels. Margie flees to Vienna after her uncle is executed by Iranian police.
Ned.
Persepolis.
Ned.
Correct. Bruce, a mortician, an English teacher, and the author's father features heavily in what 2006 graphic novel by Alison Bechdel, later adapted into a Tony Award-winning musical. And that was Fun
Stuart?
Home. Sorry, out of time? It was Fun Home. In a 2015 novel by Victoria Jameson, what sport does Astrid go to summer camp for, separating her from her friend Nicole?
Ned.
Soccer.
Incorrect. Anyone on the other side?
Guess a sport.
Volleyball.
Stuart.
Volleyball.
No, it's roller derby, and the novel is Roller Girl.
Wow.
Well, that sound means we've concluded round 2. We'll check the scores of our judges and be right back in a quick jiffy. Welcome back to round 3 of the Ontario Provincial Finals here at Reach for the Top for 2023. Our score, as verified by our judges, is 270 for Glebe and 200 for the University of Toronto Schools. Chain snappers to start the round. That means the answer in the preceding question will help form the next question. Good luck to both teams. Here we go. The god Maui used a magical example of what object to pull the North Island.
Rowan.
Fish hook.
That is correct for 10. The extension of what ideal objects is the subject of Hooke's law?
Canal.
Springs.
Yes, that's correct. What does the chosen one do until she dies in the final scene of The Rite of Spring?
Canal.
Dance.
Correct for 10.
Good.
What city's basketball team is the subject of the Netflix?
Matthew.
No, I'll finish.
Okay, you
The
got it.
Netflix original series, The Last Dance.
Stuart.
Chicago.
Chicago is correct. In what country did a military junta transform their country's economy?
Galen.
Chile.
Chile is correct. And finally, what cartoon dog lives with her mother, Chili, as well as Bingo and Bandit in Australia?
Willow.
Bluey.
Yes, I hear that's all the rage. And that's correct for 10.
Thanks.
41 open question, Caribbean Canadians. What festival is celebrated by Toronto's Caribbean Canadian community?
Stuart.
Carnival.
Carnival is correct, yes.
Okay.
What immigrant from Grenada became the first Black woman to be elected Member of Parliament in 1993? And that's Jean Augustine. In 1985, the federal government attempted to force vendors to rename which Jamaican snacks, an effort eventually thwarted by activists who argued that, quote, the government had no place in the bakeries of the nation, end quote.
Kunal.
Patties.
That's correct, yes.
Good.
What profession was held by many early Caribbean immigrants to Canada who formed North America's first Black railway union in 1917?
Willow.
Sleeping car porters.
That's right for 10. 41 open question on Caesar. What traditional slogan did Little Caesars have to replace with hot and ready in Ontario?
Serena.
No answer.
Okay. Anyone on Glebe?
I
thought
don't
it was
know.
hot and ready. I was going to
I
say
guess we live in Ontario bubble.
I don't know. Yeah.
Time. They had to replace it because their slogan normally is pizza, pizza. So for obvious reasons, you might imagine. Continuing, an incision is made along a parent's abdomen to access.
Willow.
cesarean section.
Correct. In addition to tomato juice, hot sauce, Worcester sauce, and vodka, what juice?
Galen.
Bloody Caesar.
No, I'll finish. What juice is necessary to make a Caesar?
Clam
Tomato?
juice.
Oh, go.
Ned.
Clam juice.
Pardon me?
Clam.
Clam is correct, yes, or clamato. During which conflict did Julius Caesar order his troops to bring?
Matthew.
The Gallic Wars. Gallic Wars is correct.
Good.
We now come to the shootout. A reminder to our friends at home or wherever you're watching us from. Each player who correctly answers a question must put their buzzer down and sit back in this shootout. Points will be awarded for each correct response until either team has all of its players out, and then the shootout is finished. Please remind players that no consultation of any kind is permitted during the shootout. So I've done that. I have reminded you, so it is all good, and we will start with a shootout. For 10 points, both teams, each player. Who wrote the novels Go Tell It on the Mountain, Giovanni's Room?
Willow.
James Baldwin.
That's correct. Willow, you are out for the end of this shootout. In Canada, dangerous chemicals are classified under what's?
Ned.
Witness.
Wemyss is correct. So Willow is out and Ned is now out for 10 points each. Only Connect, The Chase, and The Weakest Link are British examples of what?
Stuart.
Game shows?
That is correct, or quiz shows. You're out, Stuart, for 10 points, but well earned. Who invented the snowmobile?
Serena.
Bombardier?
That is correct, and you are out and qualified. Which Russian scientist and namesake of an experiment involving a salivating dog was best known for his work on plastic?
Matthew.
Pavlov. Pardon me? Pavlov. Yes, Pavlov's is correct. Karen Wright and Martha Dobie are accused of having an affair in what 1934 Lillian Hellman play? And that's time, that's the children's hour. In Islam, murder and gambling are both labeled as what word meaning forbidden?
Rowan.
Haram.
Pardon me?
Haram.
That's correct. We come down to our final two competitors in this shootout. Which former Premier of Nova Scotia was defeated by Pierre Trudeau in 3 elections before being replaced by Joe Clark as leader of the Progressive Conservative Party? That was Robert Stanfield. Continuing. Gas, gas, quick boys. Wilfred Owen describes.
Canal.
Dulce et decorum. Best.
That is correct.
Nice.
And you have now
Nice.
officially ended the shootout. We will now move to snappers to finish our championship game. Good luck to both teams. Here we go. All players back in on this. Also the name of a rock band who was Radioactive Man's sidekick, played by Milhouse Van Houten in a failed movie adaptation. That's time. Yes, we're not big Simpsons fans. Fall Out Boy. Holders of what position provide royal assent to provincial bills?
Rowan.
Lieutenant Governor General.
No, that is incorrect. Other side?
Lieutenant Governor.
Take it.
Go.
Kunal.
Lieutenant Governor.
That is correct. Which largest object in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter?
Ned.
Ceres.
Ceres is correct.
Nice.
In 2020, what unarmed former paramedic was murdered in her home by Kentucky police?
Stewart.
Taylor.
Taylor is correct. Which nobleman lives for centuries after after mysteriously becoming a woman in a novel by Virginia Woolf?
Ned.
Orlando.
That's right. Who won the first season of Canada's Drag Race? That was Priyanka. Who acted as a spy for the Continental Army while employed as a tailor, providing information that saved George?
Serena.
Hercules Mulligan.
Correct for 10.
Nice.
In linguistics, what does AAVE stand for?
Stewart.
African American Vernacular English.
Correct for 10. Lincoln is the capital of what American city?
Matthew.
Nebraska.
Good.
Correct.
Nice.
The Aztec god of life and light spell Quetzalcoatl.
Kunal.
Quetzalcoatl. Quetzalcoatl.
That is correct for 10 points.
Good.
Nice.
What was the new name given to Edmonton's CFL team in 2021?
Ned.
The Elks.
Yes. Better known for another famous series, what young adult author wrote The Ballad of Songbirds and
Serena.
Collins.
Yes.
Nice.
Hg is the chemical symbol for which element?
Kunal.
Mercury.
Good,
Yes. What four-letter word originating from a meme names a peer-to-peer cryptocurrency whose mascot remarks, "Wow."
Kunal.
Doge.
Doge is correct.
good. Nice.
And Doge indicates that this is the end of the game. And we have our final scores tallied. The current score, our final score, I should say, UTS 390, Glebe 390. We are going to a tiebreak. A reminder, all of our players, we are on sudden death. We will go until someone gets a tiebreak correctly. You do not lose by getting it into correctly. The other team would have to get it. You can't win by default. Here we go. Good luck to both teams. These are all snappers, by the way. After Abraham Lincoln, who was the second president to be assassinated?
Matthew.
Garfield.
Garfield is correct. Well
That's about
done,
Matthew.
UTS. That gives you 400. And you win the game.
Well
The
done.
best, Matthew.
So congratulations to both teams. Both UTS and Glebe will be joining us for the Nationals. We look forward to seeing both of you there. My name is Ryan Vickers, and on behalf of UTS and Glebe, this has been your Ontario Provincial Finals 2023 here at Reach for the Top. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everyone.